Well, hello and welcome to this channel. It's Noella here, and we are on a 13-week Becoming an Author series, and I'm so excited. This is video 5. We've come a long way. We're almost halfway, and we'll be there at the end in no time. So if you're new here and you're just joining us, welcome. Join the family. Hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell to be reminded of upcoming videos every Saturday specifically for this series. Also, if you haven't seen the previous videos, do well to go check them out and return to this one. Today I'm going to be talking about the writing process, how to get your rough draft. So buckle up and let us get started. So the first step to get your rough draft done is to develop a writing plan that works for you. Everyone has a different writing plan, and when I talk about a writing plan, I'm talking about your writing style. You like to write in the morning or at night, or before breakfast or after a meal, outside or at home in a quiet place. For example, I love to write in the mornings. If I postpone it and I write in the evening, my thoughts will not be clear. I'll be so tired after a long day at work. First thing in the morning when I wake up and I say my prayers, I sit on my desk and I am writing. I am going at it for at least an hour. Another thing is to set a time, an alarm, a reminder in how many days a week you want to do it. Okay, so I'm gonna sit down maybe every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'm going to write for an hour, or I'm gonna write until I have 500 words. If you're going to use words as your tracker, you would need to write in a different document every time. So at the end, you can calculate how many words you have. I believe Google Doc Grammarly has that word counter. End of your session, you should know how many words you've written. Also, you do not need to write your rough draft. If you usually do voice memos, you're not really the typing type, dictate your rough draft. Google Doc has this function where you just click on the microphone and you dictate, and it actually writes it down for you. I find that easier than actually using a recording software that only keeps the voice, and then you have to create another time where you listen to the voice and you write it down. That's just extra work, but those are the two options. However, you might still need to go through your document and edit some little errors that it always misses, especially because of my accent. Another thing for you to consider is if you want to write your book in a 30, 60, or 90-day period. This is important because writing the book, as I've come to realize, is not actually the bulk of work. You have a lot more work coming ahead of you past the writing process. And I do not say this to scare you or incite fear, but I took so long to write my book that if I had known, I would have finished my book in that 90-day period and had more time for self-editing and also professional editing. And now my book is just like coming out late, because then the production team has to take about 4 to 8 weeks to get the book covers and every other thing done, and it's actually shooting past my 1-year deadline of being in the self-publishing school. You know, life can be busy and there's a lot going on, but I would definitely suggest a 90-day. Number 2 on the writing process is to focus on the individual chapters. The way you're going to structure your writing process is book level, chapter level, and then there's the section level. We are focusing right now on the chapter level. Once you're done with writing your chapters, then you can move on to the section level, which is where you divide your chapters into the parts, maybe part 1 or section 1 or section 2. For example, my book has 2 parts. It had 3 parts in the beginning, but when we get to the self-editing process, that's when it actually moved from 3 parts to 2 parts. So there'll be a lot of changes down the line, and I don't want you to worry about anything. In fact, the number one thing to remember is when you're writing, do not edit. Just write down. Don't worry about your grammar. That's why I took the first couple of videos to talk to you about how you don't need to be a professional writer to actually write a book. Those are things that I needed to hear, because if you self-edit while you write your book, you're wasting valuable time and you might take a lot of important parts out of your book because to you right now they don't make sense, but it will all come together at the end of the day, trust me. After the chapter level, we're going to now move on to the section level where you decide what part you want each chapter to be in, and then we move to the book level. Then I need to write my introduction, which is great. You pretty much write your introduction last because you have written your book and now you have a better idea of what you want your introduction to say, and also your closing, your afterword, all those details. But first, focus on your chapter level. I'm going to link a document in the description below where you can see an outline of a book. Remember, while writing your chapters, that done is better than perfect. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Do well to check us out at Noella's Nuggets on Instagram. Also shop our apparels. We have a lot coming out, and hit that notification bell to be reminded of next week's video. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.